Have you ever seen one of these little 10-watt practice amps and thought, you know, it would be great if they did this in just a head version, so that you can play through your 4x12? Neither have I, but here we are. This is just an awful idea I had to turn this Rockburn 10-watt practice amp into a head. So what I'm going to do, hopefully if this works, open it up, cut down here, move this up to the top so it's just this head, get rid of the speaker, and then put an output on the back. So let's see how we can do this. I'm not even going to give a demo of it because it's just awful. It really does sound bad. I think that's a 4-inch speaker. Hang on, let me get my... Let's see. I'd say that's about 4 inches. So, 4-inch speaker. Sounds really bad. Let's see what it sounds like out of 4 12-inch speakers. Right, so, risk of electrocution. Do not open. Well, we're just going to ignore that. So, 10 watts, 8 ohm, which is what this cab is as well, which is handy. Alright, let's open it up. Yeah, this is... I'm done. I've had this amp for a while and I've probably taken it apart a couple of times before, so... Because I've had this idea for a while, I just wasn't stupid enough to do it until now. Alright, let's open it up. Lovely. Okay, so we have our speaker here. I'm just going to get rid of that so we can move this power cable out of the way a bit. I don't really know how I'm going to do this because it's coming out the bottom here. And, well, I want to have this as a head, and so I'm going to probably need to move it out of the way if I'm going to stand this up. I don't know, or I could like root it underneath or something, but I don't know. It's going to be a difficult one. Okay. So let's see, what can we do? I want to see if I can try and disconnect these speaker bits here. It is moving a little bit, so I'm wondering, yeah, it's kind of moving. I think that is loose. Getting it out of that side. Getting it out of this side. Alright, it's going quite a bit. Let's see if I can push this out a bit more. So, I've been pushing a little bit more, and I think it's finally come out. Well, fortunately I can see a lot of free space in here, so mounting an output jack should not be an issue. I think I'm just going to cut these. Okay, I'm cutting these wires. It's really hard using pliers when you're right next to a massive magnet. That's not a bad idea. Alright, plan B, since it won't come up the back, we're going up the front if I can. Don't tell me that's glued in. Oh, that moving? Okay, that's not going to work. It's out. Oh, that was a huge hassle. Alright, this is pretty much useless for the minute. I will use that later, but this is what we want. Alright, I don't know if you can see there. What we need to do is, well, firstly hook up a jack like here or something and have these wires connected to it, and then we need to move this power bit here to the back, probably somewhere like there. That's really annoying. Okay, I'm going to see if I can figure out something like that, and yeah. Well, anyone who knows what they're doing is going to be very annoyed with me right now. God. Maybe I should do this outside. Nah, that's alright. In fact, yeah, I think I'm going to do this outside. Right, well I did it. I managed to get this out the back instead, and well, that's the aftermath of what I did. I'm sure for any professionals who know that a hammer and chisel, a hacksaw, and some pliers is probably not the right way to go about doing that, but there we go, and that's some lovely sharp sheet metal. Yeah, I sourced an old jack that I found, which will probably go in here or in here somewhere. I'll figure out a place to put it. I need to source some metal drill bits, so that'll be for another day. But yeah, I got it done. I need to figure out how to sort all that out. That's probably going to go right on the edge, so that way I can just drill right to it and slide it in, rather than having to take it off my head. Hello, we're back. It's been 4 months, but we're finally back to convert this, what was once a tiny combo practice amp, into an amp head. The reason it's been 4 months isn't because I don't have any will, it's because I've been waiting for these to arrive in the post. These are jacks here that I'm going to have one mounted on the back here. Yeah, I originally, on the other video you might have seen, I had another one, but it just turns out that's far too big to fit inside this chassis here, so I've bought loads more because, you know, they're always handy to have, and maybe I might end up converting a few more amps, but they're handy for everything. So alright, I need to figure out how I'm going to wire this out, how I'm going to drill it out, and also, you know, where things are going to fit. So I think the first step here is to see where this is going to fit. Let me get here is our jack cable, and you'll see the input and the headphone jack on the front here. They there's these bits here they go into, so theoretically they should only really go up to there. So what I need to do is find somewhere, probably about here, for that to go in, because there's like a big open space here. I could probably move that away while I'm drilling. So yeah, I need to figure out what kind of drill bit. Oh, and also I need to drill a hole there for the lead to come out the back. I was thinking originally of soldering a kettle jack onto there, but I don't really want to play with electricity like that. You know, I'm happy with this sort of stuff because I know what I'm doing here, but I don't really know what it means. I need to figure out how I'm going to drill this, and I think I'm going to do that with either one of these or one of these. I got these out earlier. It needs to be bigger than this central bit here, because if you look here, hang on, the way this is connecting is we've got just a like washer and a don't know what you call that here, and you've got this centre bit's going to go through, and then you can clamp this out on top, so that way you don't actually have to glue it or hold it on there with anything. So we need to find something that's slightly bigger than this inside cylinder here, and then slightly smaller than this. And I'm probably not going to film me doing this because I need to actually figure out how to do it first, but you'll soon see. So this is the one that I thought first, which looks decent. This is probably about the smallest you can go, and that looks like it still would probably fit. There's also a washer here, just in case it is too small. And then we've also got this one here, but I think that's going to be just slightly too big. Alright, so we're going to go with that. We're going to have one that's going to go basically right here, because there's a nice bit of open space here, and then I think we're going to have like maybe this one on the edge here. Let's see, because that would probably fit. Just we have one here. I just don't know. I don't want to hit the transformer there, so I don't know. We'll have a look. But I also need to figure out where the chassis is going to go inside a box as well. Right. Next thing I need to do is quickly check how I'm going to wire this up when I eventually do. So I've got a multimeter here and a cable to test. Right. So I'm just going to connect one side here in like this. Turn this onto continuity mode, which is that one there. Got one end here, one end here. So I'm just going to hold this up to this pole first, which is just the middle one, and then see which pin it's connected to, so we're going to go through these. Okay, so the top one is the middle one, yeah, okay, and then this bigger one is this last one. I don't know what this one's for, maybe it's ground or something, but we'll figure out. So that's the idea so far. Just going to undo that. So, alright, we know exactly where we're going to solder this onto. I actually need to drill that in, so I'm going to do that. Originally, and I did upload the first section of this as one video, but I'm going to probably connect them all together because it doesn't really make any sense to separate them apart. But yeah, I'll meet you back here again once I've drilled a hole. Alright, we're back, and finally now a hole has been drilled in the back. I did get my granddad to help me out with that, so thank you for watching. I just needed to figure out how to cut that in, but now this fits. And eventually I do want to have a hole in the back, as I said, for the power lever. What I want to do is just quickly wire this up first and make sure that everything's working fine. Try it out, and then if that's working fine, then I'll maybe try and figure out somewhere there's not a lot of space, but maybe somewhere to drill a hole. So anyway, I'm just going to solder this up now and see if it works. Alright. Done now. I'm just about to test it out to show you what I got going on here. So you can see here, that's it all in place, that's what it looks like. Eventually I need to do something with that power cable, not 100% sure what yet, but that's the main thing. So let's see if this works. I've got a guitar here. Alright. Moment of truth. Sounds good. Cool, alright, let's see what we've got here. We've also got an overdrive, so let's just turn that on. Yes, pretty cool, it works. Bearing in mind, we're literally at 1 for volume here. Let's go to halfway. That is incredibly loud. That's almost as loud as that on 1. Alright, well, I'm happy with that. Now it's just a case of building a case for it, funnily enough, which is probably the bit I'm least looking forward to because it's the thing I least know about, but we'll find out soon if it's going to work. But yeah, that's it. Seems to work fine. Okay, we're back, and I've actually built the case this time. The reason I didn't film is basically because I just started it and I didn't really want to stop to get the camera because I was kind of, you know, just I would have stopped doing it. So I built the case, you know, just cut the bottom bit off and done that, and I've just sealed it with some PVC tape on each side here to make sure that the gap is gone. I did do another hole in the back for this. But yeah, it all works fine. There is actually a slight problem here. I don't know if you can see there's some like exposed wood here, but being the genius engineer that I am, I actually have a solution to that. There we go. That looks good to me. Probably need a bit of a finer tip for some of those corners there, but overall, I'd say that's a pretty good fix. From a distance, that looks slightly better. I mean, when you get close in, it doesn't look very good, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this one went. There's definitely a lot of things I could do better, just making sure I was clean cut there. I ended up not being able to put any screws in there because I did the cut too high up. But next time, if I do this again, which I think I will, I want to change some of the circuitry on the inside and make something sound a bit better. If I find a different amp to do this with, I'm going to keep this one as is, but find another one. And I also want to do some changes to how it looks. I want to make it look really cool and sort of make it my own. I don't know quite what I'm going to do with it yet, but when I find one, I'll see. So just to give you a reference for size, here is the current one, and if you see, it's actually sitting on top of your head. So it's pretty small, but that being said, and I will do a sound test in just a minute, it actually is pretty loud, not amazing sounding, but still. And then also, just as another side here, this is this amp, and then this is an orange micro dark here. So, I mean, this one's a bit shorter, but a bit wider. I'd say it's slightly bigger probably, but yeah. It's definitely got, I mean, it's got individual EQ controls for bass and treble, which we'll look through in a minute, whereas that's only got shape, but that's just an orange thing to do. It definitely doesn't sound as good as the orange, of course. That was probably about £100 more expensive than that, so yeah, let's go for a sound test. Sound test now. I've got the volume set on nothing and all of these both at middle here. There is actually two different settings here. We've got clean and overdrive. I'm going to start on clean here. I can put this up probably to about 1 because it's actually really loud amp, so that's clean, by the way. So we're still getting a bit of overdrive even on the clean. That's on my bridge pickup. Let's try the neck. Okay, so it's slightly cleaner here. I mean, I don't know if that's because this bridge pickup's a bit hotter. So yeah, it definitely does overdrive even on clean here. If let's switch back to this. I mean, I'm using the pick at the minute, but if I just quickly use my fingers here. Slightly cleans up, but still definitely got a little bit of overdrive there. So if I kick on the overdrive here, in fact, first let me just quickly try some of this. Let's just add a bit of bass here. Okay, add a bit of this. So that just seems to increase our overdrive effect here a bit. Kind of just sounds like I'm on my neck pickup with the tone knob all the way on, but yeah. Alright, let's try the overdrive because that's what I'm probably most likely to use here. Oh, it's kind of hard to press in. You know what, that's not bad. Don't know if you can hear that there, there's a bit of noise. Let me just shut up for a sec. It is fairly noisy, it's not like crazy, but there's definitely something there. I don't know if that's the way I've put the power cable in there or something, or just because of the amp. I don't know. So let's play around with these a bit. Let me just increase treble here. That doesn't actually sound too bad. Here, hang on, let me just turn the treble down, turn up the bass. Ooh, that not so much. Okay, so that's really, really muddy. So, hang on, if I increase treble past where that is, does it sound any better? You kind of still get that muddiness, so I think maybe anywhere above a 6 sort of isn't great. Let's try that. It also sounds like this basically has to be above the bass here, or it sounds really muddy. Okay, let's get rid of the bass all the way and add the treble all the way. I know that's going to sound really bad, but... You know what, although it sounds really bad, you know, it's just all treble, it kind of sounds good if you're like playing in a black metal band or something. That's the kind of sound you might be going for. So I don't know, maybe this has a niche use there, or maybe like some kind of punk or grindcore or something where you just need the worst tone possible. Yeah, that's completely unusable. Anything above that on the bass is just not good enough. Let's try that. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's definitely loud, because I mean we're only on 1 here and it's probably about the same as my voice. I mean, obviously this isn't going to be anyone's main amp unless you're really looking for some sort of weird sound. I mean, there's probably still better choices out there, but it's definitely usable. It's not like horrible. I don't think it's that bad, really. I mean, particularly this overdrive here. I think like somewhere like this would probably sound pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that, you know, if you're playing in a small place, because this actually does go really loud. I mean, I'm just going to play that static there that you can hear, because otherwise it's just way too loud if I'm actually playing. But, you know, if you've got, a main amp and it, you know, maybe a tube blows or something and you can't use it, maybe something like this would be good to just have just in case, because it's actually fairly loud. I mean, the clean channel, if you can get it clean enough, I mean, it probably is better without boost or something like that, but I reckon you could probably make this into a decent pedal platform if nothing else. Yeah, it's alright. It's definitely not going to be an amazing amp. I don't think it's supposed to be, but it's definitely kind of cool. And even if nothing else, it's just funny to have something this small as an amp and have it this loud, actually. So yeah, maybe it's useful for something. I mean, I would definitely take this on tour or something, just in case, you know, if one amp blows, you know, it's small clubs and stuff, I think this could easily be loud enough. But also for bedroom use, if you've got a cab and you want something, maybe you don't want to use a massive 100 watt head. This is a 10 watt head, solid state, and it can be really quiet if you need it to be, particularly if you go onto the overdrive here, turn that down a little bit, turn up the treble and turn down the bass all the way. Doesn't sound good, but it's a lot quieter than you might be able to get other heads. So yeah, it's pretty good. Thanks for watching.